Hello, I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and I just want to come on into a little project that I saw Sandy do on her channel. She is Kentucky Crafter, and I will link her video below, what she made, and she called it a Zig Zag pocket, I think. Zig Zag something. Anyway, she has a really clever name for it, but I will link her video below so you can go check hers out. She explains it really easily, but I will attempt to explain it the same way. It's very, very simple. You can use up your 12 by 12s. And this is double-sided. You can use a single side, but I recommend a double side if you have it. If you don't, it's no big deal. You could use any size of paper, but let's just use a 12 by 12. This is from Tim Holtz Dapper 12 by 12 package, but she marked it at 5 inches, so it's going to be easier for me to go 12 here and just mark it at 7. And then she marked it at 1 inch on the other side, but I want to put a tab on mine to pull it open with. So let's see what my tab is. What size is my tab? It is 1.5, so let's make it a little bit bigger than 1.5. Let's see, where's my 5 inches is right there, so 1.5 inches will be here. So I've marked it at 5 inches on this end, and I marked it at 1.5, a tiny bit over 1.5. There's my 5 inch there, and where is my 1.5 inch? It is right here. 1.5. There we go. I think I did that correctly. And just hang on to this because you can make more with a 12 by 12, but you can adjust the size, the score marks, and the size you cut to whatever size that you need. And I have a scoreboard here. Let's get it upright. You can just fold this. You can do whatever you would like to do. I'm going to score it at, you scored at 8 and 4 if you're using a 12 by 12. Always looking for this, and it's nice and handy underneath. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Scored at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wish these were in black. I cannot hardly see them. I don't know if anybody else has that trouble with this, but I can't see it very well. Let me put this back. No, I'll need that because I'm going to fold it. Okay, now there's my scores. I don't know. Let's do this. I am going to ink it up just a little bit here so you can see the score marks better. So for a 12 by 12, if you do 5 inches on this side, 1 inch on this side, that's the way Sandy did. I just did 1.5 because I want to put a tab to pull, like a pull tab. But there's my 4 inch and 8 inch score marks. So then you just fold it in like a Z, just like that. Is that not the cutest? Looky there. That is so cute. And you could glue it together and have 1 pocket, 2 pockets, and then glue here 3 sides and have a 3rd pocket. Or like I am going to do, as Sandy did hers, make it so it is a fold out, like a tip in or something. And I'm going to put the tab here so you can fold it out like that. Let's go ahead and put the tab on it. Actually, I am going to ink all of the edges. There, like that. Put this away for the moment, and I'm going to get these large tools off my desk here so we can decorate this one up. Let's do the tab. Whoops. Need an eyelet. Yeah, eyelet and a charm and a bulb pen and my tab. So let's get the crocodile out. Let's go ahead and get this done. Okay, the glue, that would be handy. Okay, you don't have to put a tab on it, just do it at 1 inch like Sandy did it, just however you'd like to do it. But I will put her video below so you can go have a look at her video. Do I want that or do I want that? I think I like this one better. Let's ink this up first before we go farther. I'm going to do it with black. I don't think that the vintage photo shows up very well on that tan. Let's do black. Okay, that's good. And I think I'm going to add some black to this too. I just think that's what I want to do. We'll do this real quick. There we go. I think that defines it much better. And we'll glue this right here. I think that'll be nice. And I always put glue on the back piece, just on the bottom part. That just works for me. Just kind of set it there and I'll get the front part where I want it to be. There we go. Now let's open it up and glue the rest of it. Okay, now I have a tab on. You can totally skip this. You don't have to put a tab on it. A tab. Tab? Is that what it is? Yes, it's a tab. Page tab. But I just like things to be hanging out of my journal. Pull it open like that. That is really fun. Super duper fun. I could put something over here too. But tab is where I want it to be. We will put an eyelet in it in just a minute. We'll give that a little bit of time to dry. Let's see, we have lots and lots of little bits here. Let's see. That would be fun. Hi, Sonny. Come on in and see me, baby. Come here. Come and see Mama. Come on. Come and craft with me. I like that. That would be fun. You could actually put a date or something on there. Let's go ahead and ink it up around the edges. That's fun right there. Yeah, I like that. And I wonder, that is really cute. If we should put it like down here at this end and make it like a little pocket. That would be cute. Let's go ahead and do that. So do you want it to be just a tuck spot or a really thin pocket? We'll do the tuck spot. I think I want to round corner just this edge. Just that edge, just a little bit. There. Okay, let's put this right up against that tab. There we go. I think that'll be cute. And we want something small to just tuck in there. Just a little something that's fun. That's fun. Okay, we can leave it just like that for the moment. Wonder how that would look. Let's see, how do we want it? This is going to open up like this, and we can have something there peeking through. That would be cute. And we could have something here. We could have something here. Those are cute. I like that. Let's make sure that's what we want to do before we go gluing it all down. Let's see. That's an owl. That's cute. I think I want the owl here. Or do I want the jar up here? You can put whatever you want up here, but as you know, I do spooky all year long. So that's what I want to put. I think that'll be cute. I like those. The label might be cute to just tuck in a pocket. Yeah, let's leave this open. So we'll leave it right there. That's going to be really cute. Let's go ahead and get these placed, and then we will see what else we want on here. Okay, I was struggling a bit to get the backing off of the stickers, so I just paused for a moment and we're back. Okay, let's just pop this sticker here. That is so awesome. These are super simple. You can just use your stickers to decorate. You can use whatever you would like. I think I want something here though, a little something. Let's get out little bits here and see what we think we want. That's cute. I like that. Let's kind of layer it up. Yeah, I like those. Those look really cute. Let's go ahead and get them inked up a bit. Do we want to use, let's use black. Make them stand out just a little bit more. Okay, let's get them glued down. Don't need much glue for these little tiny things. Just put it there. Leave enough room so I can still write a date or something on that if I want to. Let's see, get that on there a little bit straighter. There we go. Now the little tiny one. There, I like that. Just a little addition there that really makes a big difference. Oh, that's a cute little tag. That's adorable. I like that. Let's get this inked. The back a bit so it's not so white. Grunge it up. Then let's put some vintage photo on it. Grunge it up even more. There. That's cute. I like that. And maybe we will put, I want something longer, but to put out a little bit. Not as long as that one. I know there's a spot to journal right there, but I just think I want to put a piece of paper there. Just to be a little different here and have some defined space to journal. Let's just cut this out. I went ahead, I just traced it out on this. Make it a little bit smaller. This is just coffee and tea together, which is coffee dyed composition notebook paper. It looks really cool dyed. Let's straighten this tiny, tiny bit. There. I think that will work. There, I like that. So let's go ahead and put some stenciling on this before we glue it down. Just to gussy it up a bit. Let's go right there. Just put this piece right here because I only want it on the composition notebook page. Do we want to do black or vintage photo? Let's go ahead and do vintage photo. Vintage photo's up here. Where is the brush? There we go. There's the brush. So I just want to put a little bit just for right on the top and a tiny bit on the bottom and the sides. Let's see what that looks like. A little bit darker on this side and the bottom. Okay, I think that will work. I think that looks really good. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and do the edges with black. Just a little bit, just a tiny, tiny bit, so it doesn't look like it just stuck on there. I like that. That looks really nice. Let's get this glued down. Just going to use a tiny, tiny bit of glue. This is really thin paper. That looks good. I like that. There's a little spot to journal. That's fun. And I did find a little piece to go in here. Just a little piece like that. And then that little tag is cute. I think we can probably do our, what do you call that? Eyelet now. Let's just pull these out. Let's do the eyelet. I'm going to use the largest one. I can't see what size it says. I think it's 3/16. I could be wrong. But let's just use the largest hole. There we go. Now let's get an eyelet and pop in here. There's white there. I wonder if white would look okay. I try to use the white ones because I don't hardly ever use the white ones. I actually think that will look good because there's white there. I have plenty of white ones. Let's just get this eyelet set. Hope I put it on there the right way. Yes, I did. That's funny. Okay. Got the eyelet taken care of. It looks really nice. And here's just a little charm. And we need a ball pen. this direction. There we go. Now that is really cute. I like that. Super duper cute. So let's just tuck our little pieces in here. Little tag. Okay, we can pull it open like this. There's little spots of journal, and I think we want to put a pocket here. So let's get us something to create a pocket with. What do we have over here? I wonder about this piece of wood grain. Would this look? I like that. That would look good on there. Let's go ahead and cut it in this shape. Then we'll figure out how big of a pocket we want. We can always cut it down. And we want it smaller than that space. About right there. We'll just use this as our guide. There we go. Let's just cut it out. Okay, now let's see how we want this to go. We want it to be like, okay, where is this going to be at? And there's the owl. Let's just draw on this. Let's just draw a line there. And we'll cut this off and see where we want to go from there. Okay, if we put it there, that looks cute, the owl kind of poking out of the pocket there. But let's close it and see what we think. You can't see it at all, which is fine. I like that. Let's go ahead and get some black soot and ink these edges before we glue it down. This will make a nice sized pocket or tuck spot. We don't have to glue it on 3 sides. We could just glue it on 2 and make it a tuck spot. Be sure and check out Sandy at Kentucky Crafter. I will link her video below, how she did hers and decorated hers. But you can use these for any holiday, any season, for any style of journal. That's cute. Right there. Got to be sure and put it all the way over here so there's plenty of room to fold that. That's really nice. Okay, so that's going to go like that. So let's put some things on, glue some things on here. Let's see, what would we like? All the things. I want to put all the things on there. I want to get something that would fit. That's cute, and that could be a pocket also. So let's get some, I know this is wood grain, but let's, what is that word? Stencil. Let's do some stenciling on this. A different stencil or the same stencil? A different stencil. Here's spider web. Let's get some scrappy paper for underneath this. Let's do the spider web coming from this direction. Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay, and we're going to do black. I don't think the vintage photo will show up very well on that. Let's put this over here where it's easier to reach. There, I like it. That looks really, really nice. Okay, let's get this glued down and see what we think. You could just use these for absolutely any theme, any colors, any paper. You can just adjust the sizes that you want. Adjust to the size that you want. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Let's go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to glue 3 sides and make it a pocket. I think that will work. I know I want it over this to be right even with the owl. So it looks like the owl's in the pocket. Okay, let me put this up here so I can see it better. There, I think that looks great. There, that is super fun. Look at that. Okay, we have the front, we have the journal spot, we have the pocket here. Let's glue this onto here. I think that'll be cute. Let's go ahead and ink it up in black around the edges so you can see it better. I think I want to put a little tiny thumb notch on this so we can remember that it is a little pocket. Just a small thumb notch. There. Now let's ink that little thumb notch up black, a little heavier. There, I like that. That is really cute. Let's glue this down. As soon as I saw Sandy at Kentucky Crafter make these, I was sent her I put a little message. I'm like, I am making these right now. I have 4 projects going, but I'm going to stop and make these. I'm going to stop and make these because they look so fun. There we go. That is perfect. So we're going to, this is how we'll pull it open. There. And this side we could actually fold it out and use this side also. Oh, let me get that. There we go. You know what? Let's see if we have something big enough. Whoops, it's upside down. Create a pocket here. That would be fun too. Okay, let's do this in vintage photo. Just ink it up. Okay, that'll be a fun pocket right there. Okay, let's go ahead and put the little thumb notch in this. There we go. Let's just ink this up, do it a little darker so it looks like somebody has gotten things out of the pocket several times. I think that needs a little bit of black just to define it more. There we go. Let's glue this on. Oops. That is fun. So we need to pop something in this pocket. I'm not going to put anything on the back here in case I glue it on these 3 sides and put it that down as a pocket. Or you can also, if you're not going to glue it down, if you're just going to make this like a floating piece in your journal, you can just put it in your journal and then clip it in. But you could glue a piece of paper on here you could journal on. That is so cute. Love it. We need some things for the pockets though. And right here, I think I'm going to put a piece of paper to journal on. I think that's what we're going to do. Where's my paper? Here it is. This might be just work fine. This way. Ooh, look at that. Perfect. It's going to go over right there. Don't want it to go over that tab. There we go. I like that. Glue this here to journal on. I'm not fussed about that part down there at all. Let's get some black and ink up these edges. There we go. Let's glue this on, just a little bit of glue since it's thin paper. That's cute. I like that. I wonder if you could see this if we put it on there. If we ink it up, possibly. Just a little something on here. That, I don't know. Let's just hold off on gluing it. Possibly, do I want this here? And that there. There we go. Let's do that. Put a little bit of vintage photo on here. There we go. Glue that down there. I wonder if we need a little piece of something else here. Yeah, let's put this on top. Get rid of the white edges. Here we go. Hi, Sunny. Is that 106 or 901? It's 106. Just a little something on here. There we go. I like that. And there's a little spot to journal. Here's a pocket here. We need to put something in. That's cute. Okay, let me go give Sunny a snack and we'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and get this finished up. I think that looks really, really cute. Love it. Yes. Okay, so we need some things. What do we, let's see, this one here, or this one here. Let's see, how about this one here? Right there. That's cute. So we need little something. These are bigger. That one. This one's biggest. How about if we put some tabs on the top of these so that they just look different? What is this going to fit here? That's cute. And a little car sticking out. That's fun. Little things to play with. Let's put some tabs on. Where are our tabs? Here they are. This is the tab. We have the music one there. Let's put Ooh, this one's cute, a spider web one. Let's put the spider web on the top of this. Just change the look of things. Just put a little tab on there. I think that'll be cute. Just put it where I want it. Go. Now let's glue it down. Changes the look of it. This is just little Tim Holtz things. Tuck that in the pocket there. Do we want one? That's a pretty color. That might be just fine with nothing. Let's put one on this. Oh, we need to ink this, don't we? Let's see, we need black soot probably. So you can see it a little better. Okay, that's good. Get this one glued down. Just a little tiny tab. I think it just makes a whole world of difference. There we go. That's cute. Now let's go ahead and put one on this one, just for the fun of it. Do we have one that is gray? Yeah, that would look good. I think the gray looks good on this. Let's ink this up just a tiny bit here. Okay, let's glue it on. A little bit darker there. Okay, that's better. Maybe we want to put this one this way. And they're really short in the front. No. How about we go this way? Okay, I like that. That looks really cute. Those are done. Now what do we need for this side? We already have a place to journal there. We'll use these for this pocket. There. And there. I wonder if we should put a tab on this one. That might look really cute on this one. Let's see, we use the spider web and the gray, and we haven't used this one here. Let's use this one. Let's get it inked up. And glue it on. That way you can see it from the other side. I think that will be fun. just the right size. Perfect. Pop this in here. Go. Now let's see what we have. That is so fun. You could totally do these assembly line and do a mass make, get a whole ton of them done at the same time. That would be amazing. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have our little tuck spot there with a few goodies there, and pull it open with the tab. Journal spot and a pocket. Fold it back up and open it the other way. We have a little journal spot and we have a pocket. So cute. That makes a lot of difference with those tabs because you can see the tabs peeking through. Just thought I would grab a journal that I am working on. And I'm not going to glue it in, but I'll just show you what it would look like. You could glue it at the bottom. You could glue just these 3 sides together like that, and then you could pull it open like that, or this way. And let's get a paper clip. And you could just, instead of gluing it down, you could just use a paper clip. Just make it a floating pocket like that. And you could put a little bit of ribbon there. That would be cute to just hang out. Let's see if we have a tiny scrap here that we can just pop on here, just so you can get a look at what it would look like. The little scrap of ribbon. Oh yeah, that's cute. There we go. And that would be really sweet. Yeah, you can do all sorts of things. That just so adorable. And again, I will link Sandy at Kentucky Crafter. I will link her video so you can go see and check out how she did hers. But I think that turned out so sweet. And I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful crafty day.